Okay, good to see you all, and it's nice to you will show me now more the MVP a little of Hokma and even the first element of MVP. And with Agalia especially, I'm very pleased, Agalia, that you joined to give a little the reasons why. What are we doing with the intellectual property, what we own in Varenburg company, who's still my same pocket, one or the other, and especially in Rapid, that we see Hokma as pivoting also those elements. Now, the best is maybe that we go first, what is the product today? Maybe Ian, maybe can start a little to show what is therein and explain a little. And Agalia, feel come in and contribute and see where it's going in there.
Sure. So,
Are we sharing? What are you doing here?
Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
So here we enter into Hokma, the new app that we've been building with Rapid. So this is what we envision as a new age knowledge assistant app for theological learning. This app is not just meant for pastors and ministers, but also laymen and students of theological studies and anyone who's curious to learn about theology but don't have access to resources or don't know where to begin.
Yeah, maybe good to explain why I initiated with you guys to say that I spent a lot of years with Ligonier and then with Olive Tree Bible software, where I saw that you could have all these integrations immediately from metadata standpoint, but was a little old school. But you have had access to all my Ligonier files, and it was maybe explain a little how do you learn the input from this standpoint, Ian?
Yes. What we observed when we looked into Jan Baan's other applications that Mr. Baan was using, especially Olive Tree Bible, we noticed years of his learning notes that he had put into the app, and a lot of interesting features that the app have with linking related commentaries and resources. But one thing we noticed was they were all done manually, hard coded by a large number of people. And second, the UI and the UX was not very intuitive, and it was sometimes difficult to use.
But so we decided, like colors, like notes, like history, etc.
Yes, a lot of personalized tools to help learning. So we picked up on all of that, and we decided to use a cutting-edge technology that's agentic AI using Rapid's development team. And what we've come up with is an AI app that can generate all of these connections based on all the data that we have ingested. So we have access to also CIT, Reformed Theological Seminary in India, where we have about 16,000 books. So we have started to take content from that book and feed it into Hokma and feed it into our LLM, which can then help connect a large number of resources based on context and meaning rather than manually hard-coded reference material for the user to learn.
I mean, goodbye, Agalia. Let me introduce you again, Agalia, for this element that other ones can even, I can share it with you. Agalia was the first female manager in my band company. That was already, was it Agalia, 97 or so? When did you start in band?
95.
95 already, yeah. In 95 already in Hyderabad. And involved with manufacturing, ERP stuff, and even very much with the tools, with the Arabic tools. Later on, she joined me again with Cordis, and she was the manager running everything in Cordis from a development center with a few hundreds of people in there. Also in Hyderabad, we moved later on to Comatur, with also a guy's husband, also very strong involved in the collaborative element of business processes. I think it was also an important element. Agalia helped me already with an initiative, what we did for with neural networks already in last century, where we did pornographical avoiding elements. How could you do some things? And there, Agalia was an expert in neural networks and very, very long our expert in machine learning, and the first who took also this AI stuff operational in the Varenburg company and everything around Rapid, and also in the deployment part. Maybe Agalia say also a few words where what you do with Tina, etc., and the deployment in everything. Maybe you can combine it a little.
Yeah. Yeah, at Rapid, I lead the data and AI services as well as the cloud operation services. So on the data part, we are helping our customers to set up their cloud data warehouse, integrating data from multiple sources. And once they bring data to the cloud, and then help them with advanced analytics, machine learning solutions. And recently, more and more with generative AI services and also agentic solutions. On the cloud operations part, we basically set up a proper landing zone on the cloud. For example, if customers want to move their solutions to GCP, then we set up the GCP landing zone
Yeah,
with all
maybe.
the governance.
Yeah, important was by Solvay, 25,000 employees. But anyway, we went for years very deep in all the deployment, especially this landing zone. It's unique, I think, in totally cybersecurity, but let's explain it a little.
Yes, exactly. So, Solvay was one of our leading customers for cloud operations, where they had hundreds of applications, all done in an ad hoc way and completely out of control, no accountability, traceability. So that's when they approached us to design and deploy their landing zone with all the governance and security controls in place. And then we migrated all of that securely into the landing zone, and we are now performing the cloud operations with monitoring and identifying security vulnerabilities, fixing it. So all these things, we put it together as cloud ops and SecOps services. That's also another important set of services that we give from Rapid.
Yeah, and then the main elements what we see where you move for many years in the AI, Google AI, very deep elements. Maybe it's an element if you can touch that even for a while there.
Yeah. So we started, like, I think around 10, 11 years back, when we started working in this machine learning technology, particularly on the Google Cloud. We have been using Vertex AI, which is an end-to-end platform from Google, right from training, deploying, and operationalizing machine learning models. One of our early customers was Valeo, which is, again, a French customer in manufacturing. Their car part.
120,000 employees, very big, tier one.
Exactly. And then we were building really cutting edge technology solutions for them. Like, for example, their warranty claims, how we identify early in the cycle if there are faults in the products or parts that they send to the market, and then bring it quickly and create red alerts, and then solve that. So we were doing a lot of predictive analytics and machine learning solutions.
1 million claims in a year, and we united maybe 10 years, close to 9 million or so is going every day with all your AI stuff through it therein. And it saves tens of millions of euros every year for them.
Yes, that's correct. So from that, from traditional machine learning to now, we have moved more into modern LLM-based solutions. Like, for example, the retail customers like Omoda, where we are building a personalized AI stylist for their customers, and more agentic solutions like data agents, which will analyze their data and then give recommendations with which they can take better decisions with respect to how they stock their products or what kind of features they should offer and things like that. So I guess we have come a full cycle from, like you said, Mr. Ban, the late 90s, where we started with just natural language processing applications.
Yeah.
And we have grown with the advancement in AI, and we are now giving a complete spectrum of AI solutions to our customers.
That means we bring our added value on Gemini's like language models, etc. ourselves, where we can decouple that and optimize that.
Yes, that's correct. And our recent focus has been building a kind of a framework or a workbench with which people can build AI agents quickly, and also build an agentic workflow where they can bring in agents to work together with humans or completely autonomous agents. And this Hokma project is exciting for us because this is like a group of projects which we call as knowledge assistants or knowledge agents. And this is a very good example where like, what Ian was saying, the earlier tools that you're using, you still have to go and reach the books and content yourself. But here you now have an assistant which has assimilated all this knowledge, and you can ask any questions, and then grounded with this knowledge from the books, it's able to help and guide you, which I see is like a very substantial improvement in the way people can read and understand content from like a huge library of books supported by LLMs.
Now, let me just, Ian, I know him already when he was a kid, of what was it, 4 years old or so, a son of his father, Jacob. Dr. Jacob did his PhD in the Netherlands. And we also built a lot of churches in the south of India, and we had a college for hundreds of students already for years, where we learned that education was quite complicated. You bring people in a hostel for 4 years, and we have a lot of in-depth theological knowledge. And then Ian is even, was growing up therein, and even is motivated for me. And I see his talented element, where I make him now general manager, involved in the Hokma project, where we do it together. I do it private, but I see Hokma as a pivoted element, which could be the IP, could even beneficial for there on this moment for Vandenberg company in India, but worldwide, because I'm private paying the money than what we do in my investment in Hokma. But the intellectual property is then even available in non-theological area, what could be very attractive for Vandenberg in these learning elements. And this separates is a real win-win situation, and we do it real as a private company where we can have this. Back to Ian is maybe now good. Go back to the demonstration and see what we did already. We started a couple of months ago. What was it? 4 or 5 months? When did we start, Ian?
Yes, about 5 months ago, when we started with the ideation and we started to figure out how we could bring this together. And working together with the Rapid team, I would say we made quite significant advancements in a short period of time. And now what you see in front of you is what we built for the MVP. Some of the core features that we thought we need, but there's still a lot more that we have planned to help improve the
Maybe the core element is my grandson Julian is also more an artist, but also quite involved and a real responsible for all the UX part in Rapid. And he likes it also very much. I mean, this is one of the first elements of the latest UIs, etc., what we brought in. And what we like to do is simplifying in the workbench the way you're working. And that's what we show me now a little already, and explain that more.
Yes, it's really innovative. We use the latest technologies like PrimeNG, UX libraries, and UI UX experience. So now when you enter Hokma, you've come into the dashboard. This is the view that you see first. Here you've got some common things like your verse of the day, the recent books that you've interacted with, and your notes.
And by the way, for now we loaded already a couple of 300 books more. We focus on Puritans. That means we have only Puritans on this moment, and even with elements like Tulip, like Heidelberg Catechism, and elements where we loaded what is 300 books or so on this moment.
Yes, about 340 titles we've ingested so far, but we've planned about 1,000 for the MVP launch.
Yeah. And my investment as a charity in India, what I donated in the past years ago, we have a library of 16,000 books, most Puritans, and they all are old books from hundreds of years. That means they have no copyright, etc. And we have a product, Undoc, which is unique, even with the responsibility of Agalia built, where maybe Agalia is good in a few minutes to explain the value of Undoc. Where every structured, unstructured document could be a semantic element in even in the Rapid family. Explain that a little, Agalia, before we are forgetting this.
Yeah. So Undoc is an intelligent document processing solution. It is like it's not a real product, but it's a set of building blocks that we came up with.
An accelerator is maybe.
Yes, yeah. Solution accelerator, that's what we call it. So which helps us to build rapidly.
Like what we did with the landing zone. Maybe compare it to a little.
Yeah, so landing zone is like a pre-configured environment we have, and it's easy to start for customers when they are going to the cloud. So you put those that environment in place with all these configured security and other policies, and then you can bring your workloads in. Similarly, we have built a set of building blocks around Google Cloud's document AI solution and other Vertex AI solutions, with which you can automate document processing. So for example, ingesting thousands of documents and then running an OCR on it, splitting them, and then processing them, extracting entities, and also plug in more intelligent and AI-based services where you can do further downstream processing, and finally integrating with your backend system. So that is what this Undock does. So it could be
A very
invoice
good example, a guy I would receive with Hoyer, more than a $12 million euro product, is a leading transportation system in the world. And there we had already all this, say, transportation documents operational, and especially from in the procure to pay area and all those elements where we have it. And the strong point in Undock, in my opinion, is that the human is flexible, always available. The perfect is the enemy of the good. And if you do this stuff, it has to be perfect, then you missed a lot. But the last, same we do with Rapid, with the coding element, and the last element could be Java coder. It's the same in Undock. The last element could be still executed by the knowledge worker.
Yeah, so we have something called the verification app. So that is part of the process. And like you said, in transportation industry, for Hoyer, we are going to work on like 31 plus documents. It could be your safety data sheet or your price list, which are complex 100, 400 pages of documents. Again, in retail also, we are working with customers like IACAMP, where they have this product brochures, which are again 400, 500 page documents with pictures and tables and all kind of unstructured information, which can be processed, extracted, and then you can set up your data of what products you sell, and then have a product configurator on top of it, which people can choose what they want. So we are working in different industries where the documents are there from beginning to the end of the process, and this is a very valuable solution component that we offer.
Yeah, especially theological, where you have pictures and more elements and AI-driven elements from old books. It could be a good beneficial elements to translate data in books to more semantic elements in the learning, where we see also the value of Undock could be also an interesting value in Hokma.
Yeah, that is right. So we use a part of it, like how we split those documents, because you have 5,000, 6,000 page documents sometimes. So the Undock core components are helpful for splitting them, extracting based on the layout of the documents. But then we move on to the agentic AI part with the RAG architecture, where we embed these the content, we split them, we embed them, and then we give it as a tool for this tutor agent, which is able to, based on the question, identify the nearest match, pick up the right passage in the right book, also a couple of books, put them together, and then give you with reference. So it's like a combination, I think, in this solution.
Thank you. It gives us a little the unique value we have as a private company, and the rights as a private company, me as a family shareholder from everything, to come with a real promising element in this Hokma theological world. Let's get now, and therefore we take it serious. That means we have even top talented people in Comatur, in the MVP are working from Vanburg there, and there's the Rapid employees, where we can focus in a small team as a startup in Hokma with Ian and a few guys more on the theological side with theological people. And then we have the professionals around us who likes it very much and see also benefits in other areas. In the way I should say what we have learned. People enjoy it. Maybe you can explain more. It's your team also, Galia. What were the experience of the people in this area the last months?
So we have the architect who was like around 15 years of experience, and he started his career in Vandenberg, of course, and he has worked in the the Composer, the low-code, no-code platforms. And we also have the senior people working, as well as we also have people from with very development experience working in this project. It's not a big team though, Mr. Ban. We have around 4 developers and a key architect. And we also, whoever is involved in leading Undock and leading agentic AI are very much involved in this project, because it is like kind of a very interesting project for us to be involved, because we will be building those underlying library components, which we can use also for our other business solutions. So it is a strong team that is leading this.
And as you say, although, yeah, indeed, small, but we do all small things, but it's the same profession, what we do like in a project like Hoyer or what we do for Solvay. That's quite unique. because normally in a startup you never have this type of elements, and that is what we see a important element. Okay, Ian, we go further to you and then explain now more here.
Yes, so I'd like to explain more about the app now. So let's say I'm a student and I come into the app and I want to search something related to, let's say, the grace of God. I just want to search or explore more. Normally, I just do a keyword search with the internet, but with Hokma, now I've just searched the grace of God, and it then gives me.
Did are you related books? What?
Yes.
Out of the three,
Yes, it shows me a list of all relevant books that are talking about the grace of God. If I click over to the Bible tab, it also shows me verses in the Bible that do talk about.
Based on the New King James Version, what you put in only one, but over time we bring more in. But for the MVP, you took.
Yes, for now it's just the New King James Version, but we will introduce other titles over time. So for now, this is just a search based on the meaning of what you're searching. But if you want to go a step further, you could also start a conversation, as you see in the button below. When you do that, this then starts a live conversation with our LLM.
A little notebook LM type of.
Yes, very similar to Notebook LM, where you can have a conversation with whatever you ask based on all the context of all the books that we have.
And I like here what you see. That you see, we took a lot of value to the traceability. Here you see the points. That means you can the books are already isolated in Google. They're in, and then again for students with copyright and element that you can trace it back.
Yes, this is a very important thing in today's day of AI and agentic AI, where you need to know where the source is coming from. So that's where we've brought a Notebook LM like UI, where you have references to each answer. Right there, you can get a quick brief of what it's explaining, where the source is pulled from, or you could directly click and enter into that part of the book to continue reading more about it. As you can see, when I clicked into it, it opened a new panel in the left now with.
And explain the color. That means this is related to the color or what you do, or so. What was it?
Yes, so it highlighted the part that the reference was taken from.
The prompt. Related to the prompt.
Yes, related to the prompt. And while it's doing this, we also didn't want to lose context of the chat window. So we keep the chat conversation preserved on the right. So the user can continue reading or continue prompting in the chat conversation to go forward. What the user can also do is, now that they're in a passage, let's say they like this particular passage or they want to do some more functions on it, the user can highlight a selected text from any book, and then we bring a list of interesting features that we can do based on that text. So I'll start from the bottom. One is obviously we can highlight them.
Yeah, that's the same what I did in the colors. What I use in the past, what you say, that means every color could have a meaning.
Yes, this is something we learned from Olive Tree Bible with Mr. Barnes' usage, where we had different colors for different meanings. Like blue could be godly, or red could be beware of it.
Blue could be little godly, red could be blood, or red. Yeah.
Yes. So this is something we're going to incorporate into the app. But along with this, we're also thinking of including suggestions for the user, so user can have their own personal style of highlighting or writing notes. And over time, we will learn from the user's behavior and start suggesting things as they read. Along with this, now we also have a translate feature. Right now, it's about 6 languages, but we intend to bring a lot more languages over time. So, for example,
translation due to Google Translation become very, very simple now.
Yes, and this is also using Gemini for translation, so it's a little more advanced than just a normal translate.
Yeah.
And here you see you've got the.
Is it Tamil or Telugu? What is this?
This is Tamil text that you've seen. I've just translated it from.
Yeah.
But the LLM also works both ways. You
see here the semantic data, the metadata, where everything is real and inline, where you can follow it.
Yes. You can also talk to it in your own language as well, and it can explain to you in English. For example,
that means I Notebook LM I learned the last month. I do a lot in Dutch. It's very interesting. It means that you have more or less the notebook LM type of search could even be over time also here available.
Yes, absolutely. Here for now, I've asked it to explain more in detail, and I've entered the Tamil text. It understands the context that this passage is from Ephesians.
Okay, that means in English you bring a prompt with a Tamil text, and immediately they give the explanation here in English what it means.
Yes, exactly. The key points and what it totally means, along with one reference that it found from another book.
So okay. Even the reference from other books are even coming then. Yeah.
Exactly. So when it gives an explanation, it does it based on the context of all the books that we've given.
Yeah.
So, like you see, it works both ways. Along with this, you can also add notes.
Oh yeah.
You can. For now, it's just a simple note, but over time we have in-text notes and shareable notes too that you can share with other people to collaborate on. So you can save the note this way.
Yeah.
You also have another feature called related passage.
The notes are personally, but it could be easy, very simple to collaborate. Everything is based on collaboration, and even a workflow, what we see with Cortex Composer, even could help us a little therein. But it's what we did already long ago. It's study to think to compose the stuff on the workflow, and that's one of the strong points in the composer part. But even then, here I have it private anywhere, and I can share it and collaborate with others with Bible study or in students, etc. That is one of the foundations, I think, for the product.
Yes, absolutely. So moving on, we've also got 3 other really cool features. First one's called related passages. So this is while you're reading within a passage, you can then find out various other materials that's talking about the same passage. You've got historical background, which then
the beauty what I missed in all of 3, you have now kind of a workbench in the middle where you can combine everything immediately, can store it.
Yes. So so as you can see, it tries to give you a historical background of whatever you've selected. You can still continue having a conversation with the LLM as you're doing this as well. Finally, with the in-text features, we also have a summarize that gives a brief summary of whatever you're explaining. So if you've got large texts, you can just get a quick summary explanation of what that means.
And again, what you learn, this what we see in Notebook LM, or the other is these 3 forms. What is schema? What is it? We even try to do it. What we call it. If you see this schema, this
mind map.
Mind map, yeah, that's also an important element, I think, to bring other contents and because that's in theological one of the most amazing elements. What Ames made is one of the guys from Socrates in the past was very complicated, and they learned more in the 17th century in a mind map way. And its mind map is always splitting it, and I think in AI could be an extremely important element, this mind map. But I try to explain it a little, yeah.
We will bring that in, Mr. Ban. That's one of the cool features in Notebook LM. I think we can try and bring this here so that it can, any passage or a whole book, if you want to convert it into a mind map and then go through it, would be good. We will work on that. We have it on our backlog.
Yeah, and another element is what you see in technology stuff. You see the wording element with letters bigger and smaller. Sometimes it could be good. Maybe if people give a sermon or some things, are you talking over Jesus Christ or not, or anywhere? That means you see. Can we even do it over time to make the wording a little bigger? Suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do we call it? I don't know the name of it, but.
We will have a feature coming up where we can adjust the font size, the bold, the visibility.
No, I need more. Suppose that I do a study from 20 pages, and out of this study, some words are coming big, some small. Then you see already the phonetic elements, the characteristics, what words are more used, important, that could give even a good research input.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We will try to show it in a structure that's more clear, giving emphasis on core points and subheadings. And
okay, continue.
Make it better for the user. Yes.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's in a clear way. It's done very easy to read. The way it's very good. Yeah.
Yes, and we've tried to clearly separate the sections so it's clear to the user what's the chat conversational part.
Okay, and immediately you can even go to podcasts over time.
Yes, so
But
along with
use
this
the
book,
Google podcast and with different voices. What could even be some things.
yes. So for now, what we've built is we've got the detailed section here where you have a quick summary of the entire document.
Yeah.
Along with this, we just have a simple read aloud right now.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that
Oh
PDF
yeah. Let's read aloud. Okay.
is-
We are not hearing it.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Yeah. No. Right now, so it's just a read aloud where it reads around a quick summary of the book. But over time, we're looking to incorporate Notebook LM podcast like
Yeah,
feature where
or we
you
can give it to Notebook and then we have the podcast, or we bring the podcast here. But it could be easy. And here, maybe you can make some specific podcasts with some specific voices. Maybe some people like not to anywhere to combine it a little. In some people like not to have jokes or so in it, or maybe there are opportunities. A lot what Google brings us, I think, a little to have a kind of an interesting output.
Yes, we certainly should have the option to select the tone, the type of response it is. And moreover, we are also looking to incorporate an interactive mode like they have in Notebook LM. So you can start having a conversation, talk back, and it responds back to you.
Maybe
And
we use your father for it, and we take your father's voice for it, and then he can optimize his sermons or so. But okay, it's a joke.
yes, definitely, yes. Yeah, so as you can see, this is pretty powerful. It's just using the context of the entire book. We've also added an
FQK, frequent
F-
questions. That means the system automatically here we can generate already frequent asked questions.
yes. So as you can see, I click this. It's showing me about 8 questions. All of these questions are generated by the LLM.
Oh, yeah.
For example, what are the decree of God refers to, and these are questions that people might have or might not ask, but the
Yeah.
LLM intelligently thought about questions that could be useful for you to learn
Yeah.
based on the context. So this is the book read view. We also on the top, if you click on the Bible app, we enter into the Bible. So we have a view where you can have 2 books, the Bible and another book open at the same time,
Oh, that's nice.
along with a chat bot on the right.
Okay.
So you could have a commentary open on the side, and as you scroll in your Bible, the commentary will also follow along, like it does with Olive Tree Bible.
Yeah.
And these are things we aim to add over time. As you can see, it's really intuitive UI. You can toggle off, toggle on sections as you like. So you can have the view exactly to how you'd like to when you're reading along.
You see, as if you're now looking to Lotus, or if you look to EVC, it's very expensive, but very simple in the UI. I think and even with what you see, Olive Tree.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
I
still
just
a bit
want-
unclear.
Agalia?
Yeah, I want to highlight one thing because, on the reader side, I think we have still some work to do, how we represent the content and highlight certain things, etc. But what I saw as very powerful, because I'm a novice here, I'm not a theological student, but when I come here and then I ask questions without opening a book, I say, okay, how do I handle my grief? And then the kind of answers it brings from different books and sermons. And then I ask follow-up questions, and I ask, okay, will meditation help? Does the Bible support meditation? How should I? And then it brings in such beautiful passages where you don't know where to go and look, but then this assistant is able to bring from grounded by all this information, and then it's so addictive because it answers your questions, bringing in the right relevant things, and then if you want, you can click and read a book. So that's what I really love.
Yeah, and then you read it, you adopt much more.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good.
Yes, it makes you more curious and want to learn more and read more. I found the same as well in my experience using Hokma.
And also the translation is really brilliant. I was checking the Tamil language, and the way it was translated was exactly, like how for example, in the Tamil Bible, how those words will be framed.
Yeah.
It was like that. So I think translation is also good, and it helps people who cannot really assimilate or understand this kind of language in certain books. even if you know English, sometimes it's difficult to understand in a particular context, right?
Yeah.
So when it's in your own language, it's much better to.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And this can over time also maybe help a lot of translation ministry when in bringing a lot of Puritan type of books into regional languages of many people. So
Yeah.
over time maybe it could help understand an entire book
Yeah.
in their own language.
And others can use it maybe for legal. I have a grandson who is a judge, and it means he can the same. Instead of you can say you have maybe the legal Bible or the healthcare Bible. If the Bible, and the Bible is one of the oldest real, I should say, academical study elements from hundreds of years ago. And it is, if you can do it in theological elements, you can do it even in other areas over time for other purposes.
Yeah, we had a couple of weeks back a discussion with some professors from Erasmus University, and we showed this, and they were very interested, and they asked questions like, okay, so we help the students to study, which is very good. Can it also help professors? Like we want to give some assessments and assignments, and will the AI help us to moderate those things and evaluate those assessments? So we were discussing from both angles how both the student and the teachers can benefit. And the professors were asking, can we upload our notes? And yeah, all these things are possible. So you can set the context, the domain, and then reconfigure it for any domain, like you say, it could be legal or any particular topic.
But even indeed for professors, could be good for them even, and with assistance, and then the students to decouple these ones and intuitive elements. That means professors could even feel the freedom they have also to isolate their knowledge for themselves for a while before the others can pick it up. Or so I think it could be also a very professional element.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now moving on to the last section we've built, we have the library screen.
Yeah.
This is a page where you have access. When you click on all books, you have access to all the books that we've ingested in the application, and you can.
You have something even from Ferguson, from Sinclair Ferguson already.
I think.
Or Alison Beck. Okay.
Books, Tulip, for example.
Gertjan, my son Gertjan built this book from Tulip. Yeah.
Yes, the 5 points of Calvinism. You can add that to your library and then later use it for resources within your own context. So, all of these books are available. We plan to. These books are usually really expensive normally, but we plan to have all of these books included in the app for everyone using it. For just
what we could do, maybe if a lot of books are free from copyright, but even we can do what I believe must. You can go to these important readers and say, okay, give us a cheap offer, and then the students can buy it later on. If you have the book yourself, you can even download the book. You are not able to copyright, but for yourself, you have all the rights to read it. If you buy a book, etc. But on the same moment, maybe they can send the PDF or so, and for a little amount of money, they can maybe make good pocket money to many students in video, if it is cheap, can adopt it like we did in the music, etc. Could be even for writers an attractive instrument that we make deals with them.
Yes, deals with the writers, with publications to get our.
They can publish it, and we say now for $1 or $50 or so, you can download the book for one person on your own, and then and the student is paying, and we can be the intermediary between then the publishers and the community over time.
Yes, certainly. Something we can bring.
Yeah, nice.
So this is what we've built so far. We also have a quick sign-in page, that user login that we built, and a quick profile screen.
Yeah.
A profile page that we built right now. But we plan on building a lot more features, like some of them we've discussed, like the curriculum builder for the teacher, a sermon helper for ministers to prepare sermons. And also over time, we also want to bring a learning collaborative space where people can have online learning sessions, and the LLM takes in the context of what's been taught as well, and give resources related to the teaching as they're learning.
And now we're starting with a few theological students, I think, for a little as kind of the first users.
Yes, so we plan on a beta release in the middle of next month. if everything goes well, and we have about 20 students from CIT that we want to give access and test out.
It's Kelvin Institute of Theology, where they are coming in there. Yeah.
Yes, ex-students. So this was another concern that they had brought to us, that as long as they were in Calvin Institute of Theology, they had access to all these resources.
To the library. Yeah.
To the library, yes. The moment they left, they found it really hard to get access to these, and it's either really expensive or they forget exactly what titles to.
Yeah, especially if you are rural, you can even have online, offline, and even everything could be done on the mobile. Even it's mobile native. What we say, explain a little how we do the mobile is crucial, but first we do it here for the workstation, the combination.
Yes, so this is the web app for now because it's still the MVP, but the way the UX is designed and the UI, it's going to be very mobile friendly and mobile first. So the user should be able to access it from anywhere they are. So everybody has a mobile these days, so we want to bring Hokma to the mobile.
Can we go to rural? Okay, maybe quit a little. I'm now disturbing a little. If you maybe stop a little the presenting or so, it's a little.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yes.
Maybe if you bring it back, hey, it's maybe you see sometimes in Google Meet or so where you have, okay. Now, we're coming to a conclusion. That means we see now for the, what is it, in the end of the year, we can have it very complete, but you see, this is the first MVP, and what is it, another 2-3 months, we will have a big step forward again. How do you see it, little?
Yes, so we hope to launch the MVP to the beta users next month. Another 2 months from that, maybe October, November, we should get all the feedback from them, and we should try to we should hopefully incorporate all those features and have something ready by the end of this year.
Okay, that means beginning of next year could be already more informal launch or so to the outside. Yeah,
to the general public.
We expect could even go to universities, to theological colleges, etc. But can be wide to go outside.
Yes. So initially for the launch, we plan to have a pastors' conference of sort and bring other ministers from all over India, and then do a big workshop, explain Hokma. And after that, we want to expand it to the churches as well.
Could be good maybe when my son Gertjan is coming this year, even for another pastors' conference. And there was coming kind of 60 pastors, so that means it could be also an element already to share it. And most people are a little simple from outside, some from rural, but it's still nice to see a little what you can do even with those people to have a real benefit for them.
Yes, absolutely. Hokma is meant to be for even the layman who doesn't understand tech much, and also person comfortable in their own languages.
And especially the individual, a simple church member could have a lot of benefit for their study themselves, to motivate them. That's one of the biggest purpose therein, to go on the threshold very low for also layman people.
Yes.
Good. Agalia, something from you? How do you see it in the next couple of months? We see that it's quite under control. It was quite predictable, I think, the development.
Yeah, yes, Ms. Pan. So in Q3, we will try to fix all the issues reported, the improvements that we are asking. And also, we had a couple of UI reviews together with Julian, and we have identified some areas where we can redo a little bit. So he's working on it. Once he gives a proposal, we'll also improve that part largely, particularly the homepage, the conversation part, and the reader part. We want to improve a lot. And then we will keep adding features, the ones that you like. So Notebook LM, I just wanted to mention that it's like an app built on top of Gemini that Google is providing. So integrating it is not a possibility, but we can provide the same features in Hokma. So Notebook LM is for commercial use, not the normal, people, consumers basically.
Yeah.
And what we can do is when we bring it into our agentic AI platform and build solutions with it, we can give it to enterprises like Hokma or business enterprises. So we'll try to add the mind map and things that you really value in Notebook LM. We can bring it here in this platform of ours.
Very good. I really appreciate it. Thanks very much in the contribution you do, especially you, Agalia, also with your team. I'm very thankful that, for this real experience knowledge what you can bring into this one. And thanks a lot for it. We're looking forward. Hope to see you soon back in Commodore. But take care. All the best.
Looking
Thanks.
forward.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Aya.
Yeah.
Bye.
And you bring then when it's coming, we will have then the recorded elements also back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will.
Take care.
Yes.
Yeah. All the best. Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much.
Bye.